Hey friends, and welcome back to a new story. Today's story is about a bus driver that called the police immediately when a boy boarded on the bus. Before we start, make sure to click on that like button, subscribe to our channel for more amazing and interesting stories, and click on the bell icon for more amazing videos. Bus drivers carry numerous people from one place to another every day. But on this fateful day, the 5th of July 2015, two new faces will be forever engraved in this driver's mind. Watson couldn't envision what he needed to do next, but thankfully, his quick actions and sharp eyes made him the hero of the day. Days were usually the same for Tim Watson, as he was the bus driver. He would begin the route and see numerous passengers board and leave the bus. He'd watch tons of passengers in his 8 months of service of the Santa Clara Valley Transportation Authority. Every passenger was involved in his or her own life, and Watson knew how to mind his own business until a boy boarded the bus one day. A man came up to him one day. He asked me about the departure time of the bus. I answered 11:13 a.m. He told the Marin Independent Journal. Watson didn't think much of him. However, he turned out to be the center of his attention. The man entered the bus was a little boy shortly after asking the question. He tried to pay $2 as the bus fare, but Watson told him that the bus cost $4. That's when the man took out the disabled person's transit card to get a discount. The man was in his mid-20s and didn't look disabled. However, Watson didn't want to judge him, so he allowed him to board the bus with that card. Watson observed that the boy began to cry. This, however, was typical on the bus. He's seen a lot of children and boys crying and throwing tantrums all while boarding the bus. Watson thought the boy was the same, so he didn't pay much attention to him. But Watson couldn't get the boy out of his mind. He knew there was something. It didn't look like the usual tantrum. Watson started the 15-mile bus journey, and although he needed to focus on the road, he kept observing the boy with the tears in his eyes through the rearview mirror. The man was trying to keep the boy quiet. He even asked him to go to sleep. This gave Watson a weird feeling. Something about the sadness of the boy didn't appear right, and Watson felt like he needed to pay close attention to the scenario. That's when he heard the beeping sound, and Watson sprang into action immediately. The VTA was informing all the drivers about the case of child abduction that took place in the morning. A little boy of 3 years old was abducted from the Milpitas Public Library at around 10 in the morning. The message also informed the drivers that the boy is in a dark blue shirt, plaid shorts, and red sandals. Watson tried to look through the mirror but couldn't see the boy's clothing. He wasn't able to do much at the time since he was driving the bus, so he just kept going. Watson had 2 children. As he read the message, his heart sank. He thought about the parents of the children and couldn't even envision what they're feeling at this very moment. The message also informed that the suspect is an African American male of about 25, dressed in jeans and a black hooded sweatshirt. Watson immediately knew that it was the man with the little boy. Watson glanced through the mirror at the man who appeared impatient to reach his destination. He needed a way to confirm that it was him. He also knew that the man could leave the bus with the child at any instant, so he needed to make a plan immediately to stop him. Watson thought hard. The route was about to end. That's when he chose to do an unusual task. He needed to implement this plan in a smooth manner. He stopped the bus at the closest McDonald's and informed all the passengers that he needed to find a green bag left by a passenger who had gotten off the bus already. It was, in fact, an excuse to go back and take a good look at the man and the boy. Fortunately, the passengers didn't question his choice as the bag may have contained a bomb threat or something more serious. Slowly, he moved back to the bus. This was the ideal opportunity to check the man and the boy. At last, he reached the seat where the man was sitting. He inquired the man if he had seen the bag. The man answered that he hasn't. Watson observed the boy's clothing, and he saw the plaids as well as the red shoes. Watson told the BBC News, "That's what really caught my attention." Now he was sure that the man was the suspect. He began the route. Then he made a discreet call. They might think that he's calling the headquarters to inform them about the bag. But they didn't know that Watson was calling the dispatcher to inform them about the little boy and his kidnapper. The dispatcher instructed that Watson continue the route as normal, but drives the bus slow. They then altered the cops of Watson's suspicion. The suspect didn't know what was happening till that point. Watson knew that the cops now know the situation and will arrest the suspect soon enough. Still, he was scared that one wrong move can let the man get away with the boy. All of a sudden, he observed police cars with flashing lights pull up behind the bus. Their sirens, however, were off. Quietly, the police followed the bus. When the next stop came, Watson stopped the bus. Watson knew that the next few minutes were crucial for the boy, so he opened the door slowly to give time to prepare and come in. I opened the door and the suspect was caught off guard by the cops waiting for him outside. Watson told the ABC 7 News. The boy also knew that he was safe now. His parents were also informed of his rescue by the authorities. They were so happy to hear the news. The boy had an emotional reunion with his family. Then the police took them to the police station for questioning. They were grateful to the bus driver who saved the day. Tim Watson became a local Superman as soon as the news of the rescue operation reached the public. People applaud him for his sharp intuition and quick instincts. Watson couldn't believe the situation. He only remembered his children and knew that he'll never want to lose them. The police later made it clear that the suspect wasn't connected to the family in any way. They were still trying to find his reasonings for abducting the child. Watson already knew what must be done under such circumstances, specifically those related to human trafficking. Although he had training in this field, it was his fatherly instinct that kicked in first. That's it for today, friends. What do you think of Watson and his heroic act? Tell us down in the comment section. Like this video and share with your friends if you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more wonderful stories coming your way on a regular basis. See you in the next video.